Well, good morning, beautiful people. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. Welcome back to LoveBabz, LoveTalk. I have the honor and the privilege to chat with the 109th Lieutenant Governor of Connecticut. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I am good. What way cool glasses you've got on. Love those. And the earrings, fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you feeling this morning?
I am feeling extremely well, just bored to be in my house since
Because you have to
Friday.
quarantine, right? Yeah.
I have been the governor and I have been self-isolating because on Friday of last week, we had to go to a press conference at the VA hospital in West Haven because unfortunately 2 people were killed in an explosion there and several people were injured. And so the governor's press secretary, Max Reese, was there. And that afternoon learned he tested positive for COVID. So the governor and I have been self-isolating since then. We've had several tests that have been negative so far. I'm doing another one today. Right now, the governor and I get tested twice a week, as do all of our staff. So fingers crossed, shortly I'll be able to be back out in the world.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, I think a lot of people now have had COVID touch them, their families, someone they know, and so here we are.
I think what I'm going to do is move to my cell phone because my producer is telling me that I am breaking up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is probably switch over to that so that I can I can work a little bit better.
Okay, sure.
And then that way we won't be breaking up.
All right.
Okay, can you hear me?
So I can.
Okay.
Oh,
all right. I'm
good.
That's
a little better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's way better.
Okay.
So I'm gonna shut this off. And I'm so sorry about this. We've been having tech problems.
Technology is great, except when it doesn't work, right?
Yeah. Except when it doesn't work. So, and that necklace you're wearing is gorgeous. I love jewelry.
Thank you.
So
yeah, anybody can get one. J. Crew. I always wait till they go on sale.
Oh, that's good to know. I like that tip. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. So, I believe you want to talk today about Connecticut's response to small businesses in this pandemic.
Yeah, I do. But can I just, before we get on to small business topics, can I just say congratulations on being one of the great 8.
Oh,
Did you not tell everyone in the world about that?
I it was a few weeks ago, so I think things have a small cycle. But thank you, because that was such an honor and a privilege, and it was great. So thank you for even remembering to bring that up. I appreciate that.
No. And so for your listeners or people who are watching, they're wondering what the heck is the grade 8? So it is 8 people who have come out of the criminal justice system to do really inspiring good things like you're doing right now. And I have to say that your colleagues were just incredible. People who are out in their communities doing very good work. For instance, one of your colleagues works with CCAR, and he helps people overcome opioid addiction, which is very important. So, so congratulations. And if anybody wants to see your name in lights, they can go to, oh goodness, you're going to have to help me with the name. There is a historic prison. I think it's called Newgate, right?
Yes.
I had never been there. It is a beautiful, now it is a state park in the Granby area. And they actually have a very large plaque honoring the Great Eight, so people can go see your name in lights and visit a beautiful state park at the same time.
I haven't had a chance to get up there, but that's on my list of places to see, because I understand it's very beautiful.
It really is. I mean, it's a little sobering to, try to picture what a prison looked like several hundred years ago, but now it is a gorgeous park, and I had seen signs for it, on the highway, but never went there. And there's a beautiful state park and a very beautiful panoramic view. And apparently there are walking trails. It's really nice.
Oh, good. Well, you just given me more of an incentive to get over there.
Absolutely.
I really want to see it. And I mean, I am in awe of the folks that I had the privilege of being honored with. I mean, oftentimes you don't hear about the other side of what happens to people that have come out of incarceration, reentry. We tend to think of reentry as just going in and coming out, but people turn their lives around. People make great strides and great commitments to community, and the story isn't over.
Right. They become role models. They're still writing. They're like you. They're writing new chapters as we speak.
Yes, and that ought to be applauded, so that the people come out, understand that no matter how you went in, you can come out differently, and you can live the life of your dreams, and there's no limitations in terms of how you want to be or what you want to be in the world. So that's a wonderful message. So thank you, Susan, for even remembering and bringing that up. I feel very honored by that. Thank you.
Oh no, absolutely. And Charles Grady, who is
amazing,
FBI agent, yes. And Charles actually is part of our Council on Women and Girls, and we've been working with him on how to try to prevent human trafficking, which is a terrible problem in our state, all over the country and around the world. But he was kind of the leader and spearheading this effort to honor people like yourself who've turned their lives around. And what a great idea, and good for him.
Yes. So thank you. That's unbelievably kind of you to reference that, really. So,
and I'm so glad you asked about small businesses, and I believe today may be the last day for small businesses to apply for $5,000 grants, not loans, grants. Okay. So if you're an LLC owner, you're a sole proprietor, you have a small business, you employ 20 people or less, your payroll is under $1.5 million, and that could be either or, and you've experienced a 20% drop in your business because of COVID, then you can apply for this grant, and you should go to the DECD website and apply for this $5,000 grant. There is not a huge amount of paperwork associated with it. And if you need assistance, you can call the DECD hotline, which is 860-500-2333. This money is coming from CARES Act funding that came to the state, and the governor and I really wanted to support small businesses that have been struggling. So, we've got businesses that have been, hanging on by a thread. And we believe that the federal government is going to get its act together, right? Sometime after January 20th, when our new president and our vice president elect, yay Kamala, yay Joe Biden, are sworn in, right? And until then, or until, hopefully Congress will wake up and do something before that, that would be great. But these grants are supposed to be a bridge to whatever's next from the federal government. And so I'd encourage any small business, 20 employees or less, payroll of less than $1.5 million, you know, who's been hurt by COVID, to please, please, please apply. This application went live on Friday of last week, and there are enough grants for 10,000 businesses across Connecticut. Yep. So they're still taking applications. So if you're one of those businesses, please do apply. And I also want to make a recommendation to your small businesses who might be listening or watching this. So if you're a small business owner, if you're a woman-owned business, a minority-owned business, you know, I recommend you call the Women's Business Development Council. They're based in Stamford, but they have offices in New London and New Haven, and they give incredible advice to businesses, and it's free. It's free. And I'll tell you, they've been amazing, because there have been businesses that I have visited owned by women that were, because of the WBDC, they were able to get the PPP SBA program, the EIDL SBA program funding, our other DECD loan, bridge loan that we offered in the springtime, and the HEDCO loan program, which was targeted just for minority and women-owned businesses. And they give incredible advice. They get businesses, especially like the smallest micro businesses, that may not have a relationship with a bank, that may not have financial statements ready to print out, that may not have their expenses in QuickBooks, that maybe never had a business plan. They'll get them ready to apply for programs like this one that I just mentioned. And here's why. If you're a business and you're sitting there saying, gee, I tried to apply for PPP and I didn't get it, and I tried to apply for a state grant or loan and didn't get it, you should call WBDC, because they will help you get to a point where when that federal money comes, and those programs, you know, are oversubscribed in a heartbeat. And, you know, the good news is that I think we're going to have an administration where the focus is going to be on the smallest businesses, because the first tranche of PPP money was going to multi-million-dollar companies, and the biggest banks were giving away these things like candy. And I thought, you know, that really is not the purpose. And so it was much better, the second tranche. But I would say to businesses, please, the state small business assistance centers are great. I gave you the DECD hotline. I'll give it again. It's 860-500-2333. And Women's Business Development Council, fabulous resource for small businesses. If you're a man and you're saying, I have a small business, you can call them too. They help anybody. But their focus is women.
And they've been around a long time.
They have, for more than 2 decades. They're fabulous. Yes. Can't say enough good things about them.
Yes, I know them. I know them quite well. I know the executive director. I've spent
Fran
time
Pastore.
with them.
Do you know?
Yes, Fran Pastore. And I remember when she started in New Haven. Like, she was in New Haven trying to do some stuff under the DeStefano administration, and then she, you know, moved over to Fairfield County to Stamford. And so, yeah, she's been in this a long time, a very long time.
She is great. So. And, you know, since we're talking about small businesses, why don't we talk about Small Business Saturday that is coming up?
Yes.
Right? Black Friday. And so here's what I want people to really be thinking about, because shopping local is so important, and like not going online. And I know sometimes you just have to, but think about all of those restaurants that are in your neighborhood, all of those small businesses. And this is one of the reasons why I love going to New Haven, because there are so many cool shops, boutiques,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
they're everywhere. They're, you know, off of Chapel Street, or they're in Westville, right?
I have a favorite one. I go to Idiom. I go to
I like
Dwell. I go.
Neville
I
Wisdom
have some
has,
lunch at Claire's. Neville, you know.
yep, Neville
And then if
Wisdom.
you get hungry, you go to Claire's. You get something to eat. Yes, yes. There's some
Right.
great little shops. Yes.
Right. And so this is, as you're thinking about your holiday shopping, you know, please think about supporting all of those wonderful stores, because if we don't do that now, we may lose them. And that's what makes New Haven, where I was born, such a great place, right?
I didn't know you were from New Haven, Susan.
Well, so I grew up in Middletown, but I was born at Yale New Haven Hospital.
Yay!
A couple of my siblings. Yeah. I love New Haven, and the pizza is so fabulous. We can't even, you know, but think about supporting those small businesses as you get ready for the holidays, because here's why. You know, if you support a small business, almost all of what you spend stays right there in that community, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you know, I have to say this too about New Haven. It's so cool. So a couple of weeks ago, the mayor invited me to a ribbon cutting of 3 businesses, 3 new restaurants. And I thought to myself, wow, these are brave people who in the midst of COVID are opening restaurants. And they were within a block of one another. There was a deli, like a breakfast and lunch place that opened, a new cupcake place.
Yes.
Fabulous, with a vegan restaurant that was selling some of its, selling some of their vegan food because they need extra space, because the food truck they have has just done so well. They needed more space.
Yes, I know the place on Court Street, Edible Coutures, which is the cupcake. And I've already purchased cakes and cupcakes, and Ahava. The vegan truck place. Yes.
I can't wait to try their they have like a vegan southern thing where it's
a soul food dish.
Vegan mac and cheese and greens. I don't know if it's collards, and I'm like,
yep, it's collards.
How did you make vegan mac and cheese? But I guess they do it with nuts.
And they do it, and it's you'd be hard pressed to figure out what it is. Like, it's so good, because I'm a vegan, so I eat vegan, and I've had their mac and cheese. So, and it rivals anybody's mac and cheese, honestly.
Wow. Okay. Well, the gauntlet has been thrown down. My 2 daughters are vegan, and my 2 sons are meat eaters. So I'm planning my Thanksgiving dinner. And so all of the vegetables and grain dishes are going to be vegan. And the governor and I have ordered turkeys from Econk Turkey Farm in Sterling, Connecticut.
Oh.
So yeah. So this is cool. Like, who knew? But there are several places in Connecticut where they grow turkeys. So Econk, Ekoonk, in Turkey Farm in Sterling, they raise thousands of turkeys. And I learned about them because the governor asked me to go pardon a turkey last year. So I went to Sterling and I pardoned Ella the turkey, and I got to name her. So I named her after the first woman governor in Connecticut, Ella Grasso.
Ella Grasso.
And so this year, next week, I get to pardon a turkey. And this is breaking news because I'm going to say it right now. If the turkey that I'm pardoning is female, I'm naming her Ruth in honor of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So,
yay!
You like that?
I love that.
Right.
All right.
So I started coming up with names, and my husband was saying to me, you got to name them after people who have passed away. I'm like, okay. So there we go. So Can't wait to pardon Ruth the turkey. I'm pretty sure that all the turkeys that we eat are female. Of course, they taste better, right?
Now, so these are fresh turkeys. Because, you
Yeah,
know, I mean, I like a fresh turkey. You know, when I was a meat eater, I like to get a fresh turkey, you know, not a
right,
frozen turkey. I find them to be much more flavorful and better to, easier to cook.
right. And how many turkeys can, you know, like where can you get, it's very unusual to be able to get a turkey where, you know, they're free range, you know, you can see where they are. They live on a 300-acre farm. I've met the family. So it's a dad and a mom and 2 adult daughters that run it. You know, so also a good time to think about, you know, shopping at some smaller stores, farm stores like Bishop's, right? In
Hmm.
Guilford and Branford. What a
Yes, particularly if you need pies, right? You get pies.
Oh, I heard
Um,
their pies are fabulous. Yep.
yes. And
But
a lot of the restaurants too, Susan, are doing some kind of Thanksgiving. You could purchase your Thanksgiving meals from. So
wow,
if you didn't
Babz
get to
doing
the
that?
store, or if you did, I think everybody has a menu up now. I know Claire's has a menu up.
Interesting.
There's a bunch of Shere Khan, the Indian restaurant over there on Broadway.
Ooh,
I know they have a menu. So if you want Thanksgiving with an Indian twist or Indian vibe to it, Shere Khan has a menu for
yeah,
you. So yeah,
yeah.
there's some good things going on.
Oh, look, Harry Droz has put up the Econk Hill. Sorry, I put an extra O in there, but Harry figured it out. Um, that's where you can check it out. But you know, this I think the other thing to mention as you're thinking about shopping locally is we have a lot of farm wineries. So Bishops, they make their own wines that
Oh, that's a good point, Susan.
are delicious and even more fun. Craft breweries, right? There are over 100 craft breweries, and so much fun. And this is so cool. I'm going to need Harry's research skills. I think it's rhythm, maybe it's rhythm brewing. So
Yes.
there is a,
Alyssa Bowen. Yes.
thank you. Thank you. And is her name Mercado Bowen or Bowen?
Yes. Alyssa Bowen Mercado. Yes.
Okay. So Alyssa has come up with a Black is Beautiful dark beer, and Two Roads is producing it.
Yes.
And she's looking for space to oopsie.
Sorry, I saw a spider just
Oh, hate them.
spider.
Hate spiders, and snakes aren't my favorite either. But so Alyssa is looking for new space to manufacture her beer. But until that happens, right, she is partnering with Two Roads, which of course distributes very widely. But we have over 100 craft breweries. One I visited recently in the New Haven area, I went to a ribbon cutting, is called 12%.
Okay.
And they're over in North Haven. They make wonderful beer.
Can I just tell you, Susan, I found there's a craft beer maker in Stratford, I think. They make non-alcoholic craft beer.
Ooh, what's their name? I got to go there.
Athletic Brewing. They carry the beer at Wine Thief. My friends at Wine Thief on Whitney Avenue turned me on to Athletic Brewing, and the cans are gorgeous. The beer is amazing. Their thinking was non-alcoholic beer shouldn't be like yucky. That you can make a wonderfully crafted non-alcoholic beer, and I have to tell you, I love them. I mean, I love them. They're so good, and I'm a beer snob.
Ooh, okay. And I have to say, I started to try non-alcoholic beer when I was pregnant, and it's very the commercial brands. I'll be honest, are very bland
and off to just but I'm telling athletic.
Athletic
I don't know if
Brewing.
Harry could find it and he could put it up. Athletic Brewing. Yes, he put it up. Athleticbrewing.com.
Oh,
They
cool.
are really
Okay.
good. They just introduced a stout. They just
Interesting.
introduced a stout, and they have one that tastes like a Corona. So they have one that's called Cerveza, that's like a Corona kind of one, and then they have an ale. They have a IPA. They have a double IPA. So yes, I've run through them all last summer, and I enjoyed them so much.
Oh, okay. I'm going to check that out. And the other thing that people should know, so a lot of the craft breweries, in addition to making craft beer, are now doing hard seltzer too.
Yes.
That come in very interesting flavors. So 12% does that. We have to give a shout out to Alyssa Bowen Mercado, and hopefully people are going to try her Black is Beautiful.
Oh, I'm absolutely. That's a whole. You know what? That campaign is a whole. It's a whole campaign to help raise awareness around issues facing African Americans, right?
Yep.
Around social justice issues.
Oh, so
and
she did that. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So it's a whole campaign, and I'm so glad because I had pitched that campaign to Tim Cabral, who owns Ordinary, and is partners with Jason that owns Black Hog, and so that's it all sort of worked out. So I'm very happy how the New Haven community can get behind something rather quickly.
And Alyssa, here's something interesting about Alyssa. So she is the only woman of color that is a brewmaster in Connecticut.
Yes.
And, and her story is kind of like the one you just told. She was a beer connoisseur and she was trying different beers, and she wasn't finding a lot of dark beers that she liked. So she started making her own. So good for her.
Good for her. And she's a lovely woman. She has great parents. Her husband is a delight. And I've been a fan of hers for a very long time, even before she was, because she does House of Salsa. So she's a salsa teacher.
Multi-talented
yes.
lady. Absolutely.
Equally beautiful and talented.
Yes. And I met her because Robin Porter and I were doing an event to talk about Black women's equal pay day. And so she was one of the women that came to talk about it. And that's when I learned about her beer. So very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
I love it. I love it. I love her. I mean, I love that you're here this morning, Susan, talking about small businesses, because small businesses in the arts community has really taken a big hit. These are our neighbors. These are the people we work with. These are the people we know. I mean, I know Tim Cabral. I go to Ordinary. I hang out at Ordinary. I like the Owl Shop. I smoke cigars at the Owl Shop. I eat at Claire's. I shop at Dwell. I shop at Idiom. Do you know what I mean? I want to see my small business friends survive, and these are tough times. So
yes. So let's talk about some of the businesses in New Haven that took advantage of some of the programs that I talked about, PPP, Idle. So the Well is a place where they used to do yoga. I don't know if they're doing yoga now, but they specialize in massages.
Yes.
And so when I visited, one of the things they had done with the funding that they had received is they got some very cool PPE equipment that looked like nothing I'd ever seen. So the people who do yoga literally had almost like a spacesuit that covered head, body, like to below the waist, so that nobody had to worry about, any kind of transmission of COVID. It was the coolest thing, but you could tell that the owner of the Well was extremely committed to protecting her clients. And I think we have to kind of get the message out, because I think small businesses have been extremely creative in how they have thought about protecting their employees and their customers. And this is another point about shopping local. You're not gonna run into huge crowds like you would if you went to the mall, right?
Right.
So and a lot of the businesses, here's another place that I really like. This is in Hamden. It's called Flirt. And it is.
I've not gone there. I have not been there yet. Is it good?
Oh, you gotta go. You gotta go. Go talk to Lauren Henrici. And Lauren owns this boutique, and it's in a little house. And so she's really thought about how to keep people safe. So she does appointments. So she'll either style something for you via FaceTime if you want, or you make an appointment because she wants to be sure she only has a couple of clients in this small shop at a time. But they're a very cool place. You can get everything from jewelry to shoes to dresses, pants, tops, and you have an occasion, she'll style it for you. They're really great. And that's, I bring her up because when we were first going back to retail opening in May, she called me and she said, okay, Susan, here's what I thought about, and here's what I'm thinking about doing. And I thought, wow, people really have put in a lot of creative and innovative thought to how they're going to keep people safe.
Well, I mean, I think that's born out of not having any direction and leadership at the federal level. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
to put that mildly, right?
Right.
People have to figure out these things, right?
Right. And it's also that our Department of Economic Community Development worked really hard to come up with protocols for barbershops and hair salons and nail salons and restaurants and all the different types of stores and businesses to try to give people some confidence. And they did that based on CDC guidelines. And you're so right. We're lucky in our state. The governor and I, feel very lucky that when we ask people to wear masks and to socially distance, and to keep those protocols, 99% of the people did it,
Yes.
And that's been to our benefit. That's why our numbers, even though we are in the midst of a second surge, we're in the 5 to 6% range, not in the 60% range like they are in North and South Dakota, because, we have, thankfully, Governor Lamont from the beginning has engaged our Commissioner of Public Health, Deidre Gifford. She is a medical doctor. She's also an epidemiologist. So she's been a fantastic leader throughout all of this. And we feel grateful that people of Connecticut continue, even though they're getting tired. And we get it. We're all so tired of it, right? But we just
if they get out this weekend and do some shopping or next weekend, small business weekend, I think that'll go a long way.
Spend your money in the community, because it will stay in the community and it will keep your community businesses going.
Yes. So now, will we see you making the rounds after Thanksgiving? Like, will we see you when is small business kicks off one after Thanksgiving, right? Black Friday.
Absolutely. You're going to see me back out. Prior to being in isolation, I was out on any given day, and we tried to do things that were outside. And what has been really great about this fall is that it's been relatively warm. So a lot of the events that we did were outdoors, and we're gonna keep that going. The Capitol remains closed to the public. I do go there, not when I'm in isolation, but normal times, you know, we'll be there, and the governor is there, but he's very bored too, because he's like me.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, it really is hard. I mean, you have all your tools. I'm sure you've got work, but it's very hard to be confined to your house, you know, when you could be somewhere else, you know, doing all the things that you have to do. So
Right.
I understand it.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah. No. When, you know, the governor and I are people, we like being around other people. So it's, you know, it's hard, but we'll get through it. And we're trying to model good behavior.
That's what I mean. You're setting a good example. Like if the governor and the lieutenant governor can do this, and we know how busy your schedules are, then you know, we all have a responsibility to our neighbors, to protect not only ourselves but our neighbors too.
That's
and
right.
The people that we work with and the people that we see, and you know, we can do this. We can pull together and do this.
And that is the message. And I have to say, one of the most inspiring things about the pandemic is seeing how the people of Connecticut have stepped up to help other people. So I have to say, one of the most incredibly moving sights was going to Rentschler Field in East Hartford and watching 1,800 cars in line, people from all walks of life who needed food to go pick up food. And there were dozens of volunteers who volunteered their time to put food in people's trunks. You know,
and people did it without shame, which I was so, you know, that really made me feel like this was a good thing, because people didn't feel ashamed, right? Like nobody, you know, it wasn't like some, you know, how, you know, there was no shame attached to it. That people were like, I want to help. Let us help you. Help you take care of your family. This is what we're going to do. We are all in this together. Today is you, tomorrow is me. Let me help you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so people either volunteered or they made donations to Food Bank and Food Share. And I bring that up just because there are some different programs now, because if you're thinking about your Thanksgiving celebration, hopefully it's small with your family. If you want to help, Connecticut Food Share is doing a great job. Connecticut Food Bank is doing a wonderful job. They are the ones that keep the food pantries stocked all around the state. There are more than 100 of them. And they've been working with our agriculture department to make sure that our Connecticut farmers are providing fresh food to families, which, you know, having that fresh produce and fresh dairy products are things that people need. And the people of Connecticut have stepped up in a very big way to help others who need help in their community. And the governor and I really appreciate that. And if you're feeling grateful and you want to do something to help and you do have the resources, Connecticut Food Share, Food Bank, Connecticut Food Bank are great places to donate either your time or your treasure.
Thank you. I so enjoyed you being my guest today. I felt like we were just like girlfriends chatting about what we're going to do. Yes, you absolutely come back. Okay. And listen, if you come shopping for Small Business Week or Small Business, small business, call me. I'll come meet you at Idiom or Dwell or Claire's.
I love Claire's. Love their hazelnut coffee.
I like the vegan hot chocolate with the vegan marshmallows.
Oh man. Okay. All right. I'm getting one of those. That sounds good. All right.
So call me. I'll meet you. We'll have coffee. We'll shop. We'll, talk some more.
Oh, that sounds fun. Okay. And maybe we'll also have a date at the Ahava food truck. So I can try vegan mac and cheese.
Yes, you have to. You'll love it. You'll never go back.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor. I appreciate you coming on this morning.
It was so much fun. Thanks for having me.
And feel better. Well, you don't feel sick, but
I feel fine. I feel fine. Can't wait to get out of here, though.
yes, get through your quarantine, and we'll see you out here in these streets soon enough.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thanks, Harry. You were a prince today. You're a prince every day, but you know, this is why I enjoy having you. I don't even want to say sidekick, as my partner in pod. Thanks, Harry. I'll see you tomorrow. Sawa and Black Haven Film Fest are our guests tomorrow. We'll see how it goes.
Wow.
Feels good.